Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So about the competences or in teaching at DBAUG, as Manu, I'm the educational developer since 1 year at DBAUG, and but the whole history at DBAUG started already a little bit earlier. It began in 2017 through a degree program initiative for the Bachelor Spatial Engineering about the promotion of interdisciplinary competences. It was, as said, as an innovative project, and during 3 years, and the question was which interdisciplinary competences are important for this degree program, and this was the output: arguing, writing, visualizing, presenting, critical thinking, learning management, teamwork, and project management. And during that 3 years, a lot of things happens. Also brown bags where you, Philip, was involved as well, also where Let was involved as well. But the hard outcomes of this innovative project was that documents for students and lecturers appeared. Introductory documents like a 2-pager, a very short one, which you can read very fast, aids to recall things, handouts about terms, about applications, about learning objectives, and so on. And then also aids in applying and expanding the competencies, in-depth studies with related work, checklists, templates, and so on. And the goal of these documents was for lecturers that they are able to refer or use these documents at the appropriate points in the lesson, for instance, at the assignments or then also at exams, and build on these learning objectives achieved or pursued in the previous courses that they can build on that they have kind of a, know what is prior happened. And for the students, it's a repository for also for information, for introductory documents, which are always available. They are now placed in our department landing page, and that the students can use those documents independently of the coursework. They're always here. They listen, hear about, arguing what's about, then they can go to this landing page and go through. This is one outcome, and the other outcome was a interactive visualization, HTML-based, of the whole curriculum by these 8 competences, where you could filter or query single competences, like here, for instance, presentation, and then you could view in which courses presentation was fostered, and not only fostered, but only in which level or in which depth of involvement, if it's just introduced in a lecture, if it's deepened through exercises, applied in a project, or then really examined at the final exam. So this was the concept. This interface was developed during 2019, something like that. Again, and the lectures had the benefit of an overview of which competences they can expect, and they can further develop, and the students have an overview of which competences they are developing in which courses. This was really nice, but this viewer doesn't exist anymore. It was just a prototype, and then the whole innovative project was kind of interrupted to the outbreak of pandemic, and also no educational developer was here, and this was then for me. I got hired as a new teaching educational developer at DBAUG, and it was one of my mission to continue that work. This spring semester then came this call for correction through the Stundenplanung with the indication about these competences. At that time, when you went to this link, then you had information, but not so much about that. And that came then that we, Anuk and me, and based on Urs, had a kind of plan to start this this work, which was presented before by Anouk herself. So what I did was quite similar. I went to the UCA, to the Teaching Commission, and presented this ETH framework. We had two tasks. I did that through also through a Zoom session with breakout rooms. I divided the four degree programs in the different groups. We tried first to map the ETH competences to the qualification profile. This went pretty well for those who had prior knowledge, who were in this Studiengangsinitiative, but for those who had no prior knowledge, this was already a quite difficult task. And the second thing, the analytics of the individual courses, then at that time, 10% of the courses had some hints about examined or not examined. And this was then rather difficult to evaluate because, yeah, only 10% of the whole program doesn't make sense. And the discussion then led to more substantial fundamental questions, which I will present at the end of this session. But meanwhile, during that time, during my work, were another initiative through the Umweltingenieurwissenschaften at the BAUG, and they built their own Kompetenzraster with their own subject skills. It's also a HTML framework. It's available through this URL you can watch, and here you can very easy query the curriculum through subjective-based competencies like Prozessverständnis, system thinking, modeling, conceptualization, data analysis, and so on. And here on the right side, you have then, also when you click once, it's kind of highlighted on which courses these competences are fostered. And this then again has the same goals as I presented before in the Studiengangssinitiative from Professor Wieser. You could very easily see where is happening what in which level of involvement. Also here, they have a level of involvement. It's kind of, is it just provided in the theory, in the lecture, or is it also exercised, practiced, or is it at the end examined? They have those three levels. Yeah, but it's a completely, I would say, isolated work without help or assistance from me, and I had really no involvement in that. So back to the ETH Talent project at the BAUG. 2 weeks ago, there were another call for correction for the next spring semester, and then this came not only through one email, there were several emails, also one of the rector, and nice was the subject of this email that planning app as your entries in the course catalog as your business card. So it's really important. It's your business card, how you describe your course. And going on the link, you arrive this this landing page here about the Kompetenzraster, which is nice designed and well described. And also here you find the guide to how you use the competences, how you have to click competences on eDots. So this whole guide. And here on a single page, then it's really nice described about these different levels, because this was before was missing, that again, what stands for examined and what is not examined and so on. Now it's here. I did again, last week was again a UCA Teaching Commission workshop. I gave a workshop on the Teaching Commission and made a call for collaboration, because now I want really to start what already Anouk did, starting a pilot study and systematically analyze a study program. I will start with the civil engineers with the help of a teaching assistant who has visited all the distinct courses. So we will first extract the entries from the VVZ, from Sempro. This is done very fast, but then we will verify the descriptions, if the descriptions corresponds to the teaching reality. Again, here it's the student help is very important. And at the end, we will also try to extract the key courses in relation to the Q profile, also which courses at the civil engineers provide the important interdisciplinary competences. This is my plan. But they are still, during my work, my contribution. I have still a lot of questions. I hope these questions will lead now to the general discussion. So my most important question still is how are lectures introduced to the ETH competence framework and educational background knowledge, because it's needed. It's kind of needed how you formulate the learning objective and all that things. And then how the quality of the entries is verified. Will it part, for instance, of the teaching evaluation? This is a suggestion. Who is responsible for the entry quality? Is it the educational developer or anyone else? Does the fill-in lead to the desired? And then once we have the ideal world that everything works as planned, then my other question is, does the fill-in lead really to the desired increase in teaching exchange among lecturers? Now we heard already of Anouk that yes, it will, that it's kind of promising. And about the students, do they receive at the end a certificate of achievement, a portfolio in the area of interdisciplinary skills for using it, for instance, for their CV? So how does a future CV looks like of an ETH graduate? These are kind of my questions which remain also after the session today. Thank you.